What's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today in today's video we're talking about why America is so powerful. Leave a like, leave a dislike, comment down below, and let's get right into it. There's many reasons why America is as powerful as it today. Well, let's look at what comes out of America. It's the internet, social media, especially Netflix and all the other stuff that is basically controlling everything that you do nowadays. YouTube, all the entertainment, they have mastered it since just basically forever. Every major Hollywood movie is coming out of US. America! Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but that is definitely one thing that contributes to America being very powerful and controlling basically the youth indirectly, not directly, since they're all pushing agendas. And it's not only America, but you get the drill. It's also the spirit of America that is very different than any other country in the world. They are very open for success. If you fail a business, you just start again and try until you fail. Doesn't matter how much debt you have, because that's gonna bring us exactly into the next point, and that is debt. Normally, currency was based on something. How money worked, how money used to work is you would carry around your goods and you will get robbed, because why the fuck would I not rob you if you have value? So then banks were a thing, and where you can store your goods and you have like this currency that you could exchange it for your goods again, and they gave it a certain value. I think that was my understanding of it. If I'm wrong, who cares? But it's like that's the gist of it. Basically it was like money was based on something, like the BRICS are doing now. The BRICS states, that's a video for another topic. Dollar is based on debt. How the US operates is very obvious. They go into the east, force the US dig up in the ass of the other countries and force them to give them the resources and make them in debt to the US. So because US is printing a lot of money, which normally would devalue the dollar, which it has, but there's so many people, or not people, but so many countries that are in debt to the US, which contributes to that the value of the dollar is still up. Who could say which country would be better to be on the top? If it is China or Russia, you can all decide on which would be better. China has an open communism where people don't live freely. Their children are being exploited. So the US is not really that bad. People make it out to be. Russia is also not that bad as people make it out to be, but it's a dictatorship and more capitalism than communism. China is like a mix of both, but more on the communist part, since the government is controlling nearly everything in China. But let's not get off topic. Topic is US. Why is it so strong? Well, back in World War I and II, America was like more of the hyena who rushed on the corpse, what was Germany at the time, basically beat up that horse. They contributed the majorly part to defeating Germany, but let's be honest, it was the Russians that killed the most Germans and that won the World War II. And but the Russians are not good. I mean, not today, but back in the day, the Russians were maybe as evil as Hitler, Stalin, to clarify it. And US took all the scientists and built the bomb, the Oppenheimer. Yeah, they were the first, and they dropped it on Japan. And when you are the first at something, you can always make it better. And now they saw that military might is the best thing that they can have on the world, and now they improved it, and now they try to be the best military in the world. And all the inventions that come out of the US are also based on the mindset that living the American dream, which I still believe is a good thing, that you should never give up on your dreams. I think if you are uncomfortable with working a 9 to 5, you should try to chase your dreams, as I'm doing right now, man. You should be happy in life, and that's a nice spirit in America. There's also a lot going on wrong in America, like in LA, the homeless person rate, or just generally in California, which is horrible if you consider how much money they spend on Ukraine. People are also asking why they're spending so much money on Ukraine, because why the hell would they not? It's a geopolitical war. It's a proxy war. They can test out new equipment. Ukraine is gonna be in debt to the fucking US, because that money that they printed is just gonna poof, it's gonna burn anyway. How corrupt Ukrainian government is, I don't need to fucking express, because we all know it. So it's not a money laundering scheme, but it's like Ukraine will be in debt. They don't give a shit if I don't think US gives a shit if Ukraine wins the war or not. Preferably they would like it that Ukraine wins, but I don't really think that it does truly matter. All the sanctions that the US put on Russia were also didn't work really as well as they thought it would. Also Germany putting sanctions and fucking themselves over, which is actually hilarious. I think US calculated higher, that the impact of the sanctions were higher, and but the sanctions were pretty weak. The conflict is always, hey yo, let's go. The Russians are the bad guys, even though the one that has done a lot of evil is the US. The Vietnam War was completely unjustified. 9/11 was also probably an inside job, uniting America, lying about it, doing drone strikes, Obama in 2011. And yeah, that's also probably a reason why America is so powerful today. Why also America remains powerful, because the president has not enough time to change actually stuff, because he's always so focused on his elections. And then there's the deep state, the shadow government, the Illuminati, I don't give a shit how you want to call it, but there's definitely a Congress in suits controlling everything. Not everything, but like the decisions of the president. That's why Donald Trump is basically cancelled, trying to cancel him, because he's not using these congressmen and he's just doing decisions by himself. Which I respect. Trump is a dumbass in some aspects, but he's also a genius. You have to respect him. If you don't get fucking a billionaire by yourself. Yeah, you got a loan of $1 million. Obama. But still making $1 billion from 1 million, I couldn't fucking do it. And if you can, suck my dick. But let's go back to the topic. The American dream is, I think, the biggest factor on why America is so big as it is, because it removes the limits of one's mind. Because Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, yeah, they're not Americans, but they came to America to find success, and they are the biggest, officially the wealthiest man in the world, and all in the US. American cars are not as big as Germans, yes, but they have an industry going. Look what all came out of the USA, like I mentioned earlier in the video, which is all amazing if you think about it. It's revolutionary. Apple, the biggest phone company, maybe not the best, but it's the biggest, and all well, basically out of the US. And why is that? Because of the mindset of the people, and I think that's the biggest strong suit of America, the mindset of the people being limitlessly willing to put an effort into their dreams, and the patriotic people living in the US, which makes it beautiful in some way, shape, or form. Of course, like I mentioned, there's a lot more problems than just the homelessness. And to beat a dead horse, I think everybody knows the problems in America. Like I mentioned them in another video. People forget why America is so powerful, and one of the biggest factors, their own people, but also how the government is doing actually stuff. The dollar, the debt. I mean, if you think about it, if you try to build a house, you go to the bank, get a loan, right? Let's make it simple. You need 100K to build a house. So you build for 100K, go to the bank, build the house, you build it, and now there's people living in it. Let's say there's like 10 people, and everybody's paying like you, I don't know, $1,000 a month, so you get like 10 grand. But you need to also pay like off the credit. So basically the people that live in you are paying off the credit, and the bank is making money out of that. You know? Where go the money? Where go money? Where go money? And that's how she works, and the money goes poof. Yeah, I think that should be a lot clearer now. Maybe I missed some reasons. You can comment down below. It's more of a real life video, yeah, and real talk video. The next video is gonna be a little bit more funnier. I'm gonna fucking scratch my balls right now. That's mostly it. I don't have much to talk about. It's just a thought experiment on why America is so powerful and trying to bring it to you guys. Very nice.